So, Spike, what did we decide? Oh, look at you. Do you like the new kitchen beams? Hey guys, it's Sonia Miller of Junk Monkey Paint Company, and welcome back to my daily vlog. If I told you thank you lately, if I haven't, I just want you to know how much I appreciate your support. I just spent a bunch of time going back through all the comments that you guys have been leaving me on my recent videos. Thank you so much for the love, and I wanted to make sure that I got back to you guys. Yes, like I say, I read all your comments and I appreciate your questions, and at any given time underneath any of these videos, just click the little down arrow and leave me any comments below. Now, yesterday on the vlog, we worked in a kitchen and we did those beautiful ceiling beams. We transformed them from like a golden oak sort of look to, well, yeah, gorgeous dark beams. You might have saw in that video that there was wood chunks, little parts holding up all those little squares that made up the ceiling. We could not drop those white ceiling tiles down back to fit into those beams until the Minwax poly shades had completely dried. If you've ever worked with that product before, you know it stays sticky. If you've ever worked with that product before, you know it stays sticky for probably like at least 24 hours at least. So today is a whole new day. We're gonna go back to the kitchen in just a little bit and see what it looks like. I mean, with the plastic down, with those beautiful white cabinets showcased against those gorgeous gray walls, let's see how it all comes together. And if you're somebody out there that's been looking for ideas for like maybe doing your kitchen and you can't quite decide on what color, theme, scheme to go with, but perhaps you're thinking about white cabinets, you gotta see this kitchen. It's absolutely beautiful. So we're gonna go ahead and head over there in just a moment. But first, like I said, I wanna get to all your burning questions that you guys have been asking me. So I took a moment, went through everything on my phone here, and I want to say hello to the following people who asked me a bunch of questions. Connie says, she really liked the beams. She said they were really, really nice when we painted them, but she had a question. Why don't I wear gloves? She said she would imagine that I'm constantly ruining my nails. Well, I'm somebody that likes to get into my work, and to be honest with you, I use my fingers like my tools, and I'm not afraid to get my fingers into the paint. And sometimes you'll see me like use my fingers even when I'm distressing, I'm catching drips. I find gloves actually get in the way. I like to feel my work, I like to get into my work. You'll see me all the time with my fingers just, you know, fixing things up as I go, sliding over the paint, all part of what I do to give faux looks to furniture, decor, whatever I'm working on. So for me, I am somebody who will just turn on the shower at night and just wash it all off. And for those of you who ask me, you know, what do you do with your nails? I actually use gel polish, and what I find is that when I take a shower, all that paint, all the paint products, which usually I use water-based paint products, it just all washes off, so no big deal. Okay, Sandy with 4 Lilac says, oh, she wants to know about the cross-stitch pieces that we found recently on our Junk and Travels. She's interested in purchasing them, and she says she's trying to reach me. Ask me if I have an Instagram account, which I do. Go follow me over at Junk Monkey Paint Company, or you can send me an email anytime, Sandy, at junkmonkeypaint@gmail.com. Cassandra says, the metal gate, how much did you pay for it? Oh, that was our thrifting store finds down over at St. Vincent, and I'm pretty sure I paid somewhere around $4.99 for it. Didn't break the bank on that one at all. Actually, I thought the prices were really good, and a lot of the pieces, well, you saw them with me, like it was so cheap, like 89 cents here and there. So cheap. Okay. Megan D says, what is the color of your nail polish? These are the gel nails. It's a blue color. I went in and listen, the biggest decision in life is when us as ladies go into the nail place and you have to figure out a nail polish color. Well, I was probably a very easy customer because I said, you know what? Surprise me. Just find me a dark blue. So I don't actually know the dark blue name of this because I was just gonna go with it. And at the end of the day, like tomorrow is the day, I'm gonna go and probably get this changed up because it's been about 2 weeks. So my gel nails usually last me about 2 weeks with all the work that I do. Jennifer H says, when you stand at your white tables, those were the ones we flipped this past week. Man, we did a lot on the vlog this week. You stand at white tables. Did you have to deal with any bleed through? I did not. All I did was crud cutter it, make sure it's dry. Make sure it's dry. That can be an important part as well, because if your wood is wet from when you cleaned it, when you put your paint on it, if there's going to be any bleed through, that can really cause a lot more, because everything's wet and it can flood the color from the wood back into your paint. So I crud cuttered. I made sure that my table set were completely dry. I sanded it, dusted it, and then I just put my vintage white Junk Monkey chalky style paint over the top of it, let that dry. Then I came back and I sanded it, polished it, and then sealed it with banana peel. Barbara P says, what is the name of my shop in Ligonier? It's called Junk Monkey Paint Company. It's located right up from the fort on South Market Street. She says, are you originally from Canada? I am. I'm actually from the island of Newfoundland, part of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And if you were to drive to the edge of Canada to like North Sydney, you would take a ferry that would take you north about 7 hours north to the island. So it's up there. It's cold. Man, Pennsylvania feels tropical to me. Sherry S says, do you have any t-shirts for sale with your logo on it? Sherry, we did a whole bunch of custom pieces. We did aprons, we did sweatshirts, and we did t-shirts. A lot of times you will see me wear from that stash, and we are getting ready again to launch some more logo tees and some fun stuff. We actually did a move, and in moving, we broke down a lot of our equipment because we were doing that in-house, and so we're ready to get back up and running. So watch for more of that to come. Janet W says, I really like the map of the world that you put in your living room. Where did you get it? I actually found that one at home, ATHOME. Love that shop, and that's why I love to go back. She says also, where did you get the twinkle lights? I got those from a recent visit to Pier 1. Jamie K says, love the rugs. She was asking for info on the rugs that I have in the living room and the dining room. I got those from Wayfair. Hopefully you can find them. There's some beautiful ones on there. They're like the stone washed faded ones. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. I'm so glad I bought those. I actually got those on sale during Way Day, the last one that they had. So hopefully they're on sale when you go look for them too. Susan Marie says, if you put she's asking a question about styrofoam, does it melt with overspray? It's under the vlog that I did over the last week where I was telling you guys the tip of when I spray, when I redo hardware, I love to stick it in styrofoam so that way they can actually stand up right. I find with overspray, it happens and your styrofoam starts to melt if you are putting a lot on. But if you're doing light sprays, you're keeping your can moving, doing the dance with your can, then the spray will just lightly, gently sit on it. And at the end of the day, if you ever feel your styrofoam has kind of eaten up and shriveled up from all the overspray and you've used it a lot, then throw it out and get some new stuff. For me, I actually just keep the inner packings. So like if we have anything come, like for example, a printer or something like that, something that would have required styrofoam to keep it in good shape, I will always steal that stuff. Trudy S says, where did you get the magnetic dish for the screws? Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite little tools that for us as painters we should have. It's the magnetic dish that I used when I was painting. I was sharing with you guys a lot of the time when I'm working on hardware, I'll throw them all in the magnetic dish because that way it doesn't fall and go everywhere. I got those at Harbor Freight and I think it's only like $2.99 a dish. So I have a couple different sizes, but yeah, go check that out. You will really, really like that. So Sandy says, when you paint wood furniture, which do you like best? A chalky style paint, milk paint, or regular paint? For me, Sandy, I am going to go with either my chalky style paint or a Junk Monkey milk paint, and I'm going to look and pick based on the look that I want to get. So milk paint will chip over glossy surfaces. So if I have a piece of furniture and I'm really trying to make it look super, super chippy, things will crackle and chip and fall and just give you some really fantastic spontaneous looks. If I ever want a piece to look exactly in my mind like I have imagined, meaning that the paint will go on where I imagine it staying on, and then I can manipulate it from there, that's when I'm going to go ahead and grab for my chalky style paint. And once I put it on, go bananas, put it on, sticks to pretty much anything under the sun, and then I can distress from there if I want to, but that's totally my call. So again, I grab depending on what sort of look I'm going for. But I always grab for my furniture paint when I'm painting furniture because I realize that paint is not all created equal. So I tend to do a lot of pieces with vintage charm, so I love things to dry to that really charming vintage look. All right, Christine says, where did you get those pillows? She was asking me that under the video that I did where we painted the rec room in a black color, and those pillows came from a thrift store locally here, but they were new pillows that that store had purchased from another business, so they had a whole bunch, and I got those pillows for $5 a piece, brand new with the tag still on them, and they came from a little store called Stonehouse Jack right here in Titusville, which is also a retailer of our paints. So Barbara P says, I love your style, Sonia. It's not cookie cutter. Listen, I'm definitely not a cookie cutter person. I just do whatever makes me happy, and when I see something, if it floats my boat, it might be coming home with me. So she says, do I have any children? I do. I have one son. He is 19 years old, and his name is Riley. And what state do I live in? I am in Pennsylvania, and I live around the Pittsburgh area particularly. Judy B says, I've never seen closet doors with the locks on the outside of them like that. That was also over in the rec room when we were working on the 2 closet doors. Do you remember how we did a stain to darken them up just a little bit? So the locks were just made on the outside. They're pretty decorative like that when they close, they just snap and they stay in place, because without that little piece, the doors would just kind of like make their way back open. That space turned out so cozy. I love it. All right, speaking of cozy and loving it, who's ready to go ahead to head over to my client's house and let's check out that kitchen. Let's give you guys some inspiration. I'm sure you have something to paint, or you've been thinking about painting, and maybe this will help you decide that color that you just can't settle on. All right, let's go. So Spike, what did we decide? Oh, look at you. Do you like the new kitchen beams, huh? Ooh, nice and cozy in here. Perfect. Take a little nap, huh? Feeling all kinds of cozy in here right now. It turned out fabulous, and Spike loved it. That's what's most important, because he has to look at it every single fur day of his life. Thank you guys for subscribing to my daily vlog. I will be back again tomorrow. Give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. I love to take your questions, and I look forward to doing a weekly Q&A with you guys so we can talk. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, and I think tomorrow I'm gonna go back in the dining room. Remember how we redid the dining room, gave it a whole new look? Well, it's time to go ahead and find the perfect grayish. Does it even exist? And what is grayish color? Bye-bye, yellowy wallpaper. See you then.